Face reality, people. Movies are dead. Games are dead. Narrative? Dead.
Media is nothing but neural trigger response and viral conditioning.
Wait, what are you two talking about?
Okay, so I'm gonna have fun with this because honestly, uh, it to me smells fishy, looks fishy. All of it seems weird. This criminal lawyer guy, whatever prosecutor. I don't think he's a district attorney. He's what's it called? Justice
Trey
Department.
Gowdy's right there.
He's Justice
That's
Department,
Trey Gowdy right
motherfucker.
there.
What?
Is this in Georgia?
No,
Oh,
LA.
anyways,
I just recognized one of the guys standing up there is Trey Gowdy.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, no, that's not. I don't think that's him.
I don't.
Red tie. That's
He looks like
Trey
it.
Gowdy.
He does look like. I don't think that's him though.
I'm not sure. Either way, this is federal. It's not state by state. So this guy, Justice Department guy, even he smells fit. Like the way he's talking is like, and I assure you all, Ohtani did not gamble on baseball. Like, what is that your fucking job, bro? Is that your job to do that? To do PR statements?
Yeah, I don't understand.
He's
a victim. Like, they're going out of the way to say he's a victim.
It's weird the way this shit's going on, bro. Like, this dude got full of community or some shit. 'Cause he's not even getting scrutinized at all, even during the pressure. I mean, there's guys on the internet saying things, and even some journalists on the internet saying some things, but he's not even really getting scrutinized for all this shit. It's fucking insane. Either way, I'm just gonna have fun with this. Here's the DA talking about Shohei Ohtani and his interpreter and how he stole shit tons of fucking money without anyone fucking noticing. Here we go.
A person who until recently was employed as a translator for professional baseball player Shohei Ohtani. The federal complaint filed just a few minutes ago.
Once again, for viewers, forgive me. The audio is dog shit with this video, so forgive me. I'm trying to boost it as much as I can. Here we go.
Charges Mitsuhara with bank fraud for allegedly stealing more than $16 million from Mr. Ohtani. According to the complaint, Mr. Mitsuhara stole this money largely to finance his voracious appetite for illegal sports betting.
Yeah, we heard that already. Tell us how.
Mitsuhara, a Japanese language interpreter, began working as a translator for Mr. Ohtani when he first came to the United States to begin playing professional baseball. Mr. Mitsuhara had first met Mr. Ohtani in 2013, so the two knew each other. Mr. Ohtani did not speak or understand English, while Mr. Mitsuhara knew English and was familiar with the United States. As such, Mr. Mitsuhara not only translated for Mr. Ohtani, but also acted as his de facto manager.
Oh, go back 5 seconds. His de facto what?
Manager.
Translated for Mr. Ohtani, but also acted as his de facto manager.
You do have a microphone, fucking itch.
Our investigation has revealed that Mr. Mitsuhara, a Japanese language interpreter, began working as a translator for Mr. Ohtani when Mr. Ohtani first came to the United States to begin playing professional baseball. Mr. Mitsuhara had first met Mr. Ohtani in 2013, so the two men
2013.
Mr. Ohtani did not speak or understand English.
The microphone was
Mr.
messed up.
Mitsuhara knew English and was familiar with the United States. As a result, Mr. Mitsuhara acted as Mr. Ohtani's de facto manager. In 2018, shortly after Mr. Ohtani arrived from Japan, Mr. Mitsuhara helped Mr. Ohtani set up a bank account. That was a bank account that was used to deposit Mr. Ohtani's salary payments from professional baseball. Mr. Mitsuhara had access to that.
Take minor notes of this. 2019, they set up a bank account, I believe in Arizona, to receive the paychecks that he gets from Major League Baseball. Keep that in mind. Here we go.
From professional baseball. Mr. Mitsuhara had access to that bank account, and he refused to give access to Mr. Otani's other professional advisors, including
Pause.
his agent, his accountant, and his financial advisor. And he
Now,
How does he have more authority than the guy's agents and?
no one knows.
Okay.
And in fact, the only you would think if this guy actually was like, hey, listen, I talked to Ohtani, and Ohtani's like, yo, he doesn't want you around his bank account. He doesn't want, hey, financial advisor, he doesn't want you around his money. Hey, you accountant, he doesn't want you around his money.
Yeah.
You're telling me you wouldn't go out of your way and ask this fool directly yourself? Like, yo, is this true? Oh, dumb.
Should you go to Google and search how much it costs for a translator, like on a like a freelance basis?
He's employed by the teams. He's not even employed by Ohtani. He's employed by the teams.
I think he's employed by both.
Okay. Either way,
How many other Chinese players they got over there?
it's Japanese.
Not many. Not many.
Japanese.
Either way, it doesn't matter. The accountant is talking directly to the translator, and what is Ohtani saying one thing, and the translator's like, "Oh, so Ohtani said, bring me some strippers and like 2 kilos of coke." That's Ohtani's orders. I'm translating for him. Like, is that what's happening here? Because that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Which sounds unbelievable, right? Like, I'm sorry. Are you sure you don't want us to look over your financial matters as your financial team? You don't want us to do that?
I ordered pancakes. Why are these hookers and coke here?
Exactly. Who? Like, did they like? Hey, man. Hey, Ohtani, is your interpreter like a financial expert? Is that why he gets to just have full control over all this?
This English me no understand.
I don't understand English, so I'll make sure I'll let this guy do whatever he wants without question.
I don't even know another Japanese person
Like, holy
that
shit.
speaks English.
Exactly.
Apparently not.
This is asinine. Like, it's unrealistic sounding. Super unrealistic. But here we go. Like I said, I'm just going to poke holes at it, have fun. Whatever.
advisors, including his agent, his accountant, and his financial advisor. And he told them that Mr. Ohtani wanted to keep that account private. In
Wait,
2021, Mr. Mitsuhara.
He wanted to keep that account private.
And he told
Like the one
Ohtani
where your
that.
baseball checks go to, that your agent gets a percentage of, that your accountants and shit like that get a percentage of, that your accountants have to actually like look at your book to do your fucking taxes and all that shit. Like, those guys are banned from your bank account? That's
So
weird.
Ohtani is just gullible, foolish, and the other guy talks fast in Japanese. He's like, yeah. I just want to keep that one private. What are you doing over there? Can we get some sake over here or something? Yeah. Oh, did you get your hair cut today? Yeah. Don't forget what I said already. Is he doing that?
Well, Ohtani has to be the dumbest person alive, right? He has to be. He has to be a grown child. Like, well, sorry, my bad. No, I don't want to offend children. He's dumber than children. He's the dumbest person, like, dumbest athlete of all time. Has to be. At least OJ can plan a murder. Oh, wait. Shit. Too soon. Sorry. Sorry.
We planned his?
Ohtani can't do nothing, bro. All he can do is swing at ball, throw ball. That's it. He's a Neanderthal. That's the only reason. That's the only possible explanation for any of that shit.
He is only a genius at ball. He's dumb at everything else.
It's yeah. See, that'd be too dumb. Considering this scenario, it'd be too dumb. Where like I don't fucking believe it, man. I don't. I'm a concerned citizen that does not believe this fucking horseshit right here, bro. He stole $16 million under his nose and told his financial advisors, his agent, his manager, his mom, his dad, his fucking girlfriend. He told all of them, like, listen, I'm the only one who can look at Otani's private matters. Like, are you kidding me? Holy shit!
Hold on. What was Ohtani making in a year's time?
I don't fucking know.
A
Probably
guess.
a lot with advertising. Not as much as a player. He probably was he making like 20 million a year or some crazy shit like that as a baseball player.
So
Anthony probably knows. Maybe.
3/4 of his check.
How much money was he making annually? Like from baseball?
Probably like 20, 25 million.
There you go. 20, 25
But
million.
he's got,
About
but he's got the
3/4 of his
endorsements.
check in 2 years.
But he's got the endorsements too, bro. He makes like 50 million in endorsements.
So 2 years, 8 million a year. So half his check. Or half
Well,
his
not really, because
half his year.
California, you know California be doing.
Oh, taxes.
taxes.
Yeah.
How are they calculating the taxes unless they see like, hey, where'd this money go? Where'd that money go?
So this dude stole more than he brought home
Oh yeah,
in a
a lot
year.
more. And this guy's gonna tell us about there was money that was influxed into Ipe's fucking bank account, the translator's bank account, from winnings, like shit he earned from gambling. And then that's some sort of proof that like, oh no, it was him all the time. It was him all along. Nothing to do with Ohtani. But whatever. Let's keep playing.
Okay.
His accountant, and his financial advisor. And he told them that Mr. Ohtani wanted to keep that account private. In 2021, Mr. Mitsuhara began placing sports bets with a group of bookmakers who were linked to an illegal gambling operation. Over time, Mr. Mitsuhara's bets became more and more frequent. And over time, Mr. Mitsuhara's bets became larger and larger in amounts. Messages between Mr. Mitsuhara and the bookmakers showed that he lost considerable money on those bets. But he continued to make the wagers, thousands of wagers over time. The bets do not appear to have been made on the sport of baseball. At the same time he started placing the bets with bookmakers, Mr. Mitsuhara began using Mr. Ohtani's account to make payments for the bank account. Mr. Mitsuhara had helped set up the account, so he's familiar with it, and he used that familiarity to access the account. The evidence we've gathered over the past few weeks has demonstrated that in total, Mr. Mitsuhara stole over $16 million from Mr. Ohtani's account in order to pay for these illegal sports bets.
Now, we're understanding that there are, at the very least, several $500,000 deposits to the fucking bookie, right? Those are very large sums of money. And you're telling me because he set up the bank account, what he knows, like the number, the routing number on the website, he knows the PIN number on the website, you could just move $500,000 like that with no questions? That's insane. That's insanity.
I noticed something else. He said we got his phone records, him talking to his bookies, the translator guy.
Yeah.
So you got his phone records talking to Ohtani.
Yeah, they do. They do.
So there's nothing in there.
They said, well, they have like their messages and shit, and there's nothing involved in regards to.
Squeaky clean, huh?
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, this doesn't sound. It doesn't sound right, man. It doesn't make sense to me unless he's the dumbest person on the planet. Like literally the dumb. Like literally, like taking candy from a baby. Like shit. Like that level of dumb. That's the only thing that would actually make sense. And there's no way I think that this guy is that dumb. He can tie his shoes. I don't think he's that dumb.
Hey, I worked all year. Why do I have less money than I earned?
Well, it's not even. It's not lump sums of it, right? It's not straight up like, okay, I'm gonna withdraw $8 million. Right? He's siphoning. He's taking like small amounts here and there. But then we have some big ones of $500,000 at the very least. At the very
He's
least,
dumber
right?
than that, Dubster.
Right.
He's not even asking where the money's going. He doesn't know.
Remember, if you withdraw $10,000 from a bank account, well, for one, you're not allowed to withdraw 10,000 at once. This had to be money shifted,
Well,
sent
it was wired.
via bank to bank.
Yeah.
Like everyone would know.
Yeah. It's nonsensical. And I'm trying to imagine what was happening here with this guy with the translator guy. Like, I'm trying to imagine like how did you even get into why didn't you just take the money? You could have took the money. Is he that level of gambling addict to where like he could have just even if he wanted to gamble, why not just like stow it away in your fucking account, where then Ohtani won't notice as much. So, like, hey, where's this money going? Like, you'll have it. You'll have that. It'll be yours straight up. You don't need to cheat or I mean, you don't need to fucking like do all these crazy James Bond maneuvering to get the fucking money from him. Well, apparently he didn't have to, but I'm just saying, like, you could just keep siphoning money and then use that for your gambling.
Right.
But instead, he's going directly from Ohtani to the bookie. Like, you tell me where that makes sense for this translator guy to do that. Like, he's a radical or some shit.
What we did earlier, divide 16 million into 19,000. That number's 845. Just put that in your pocket every Thursday or Tuesday or whatever.
Yeah. Wouldn't it make more sense for Ohtani to be giving money to his translator than directly to a bookie? Like, wouldn't the translator realize that draw some red flags of like, hey, why is Ohtani giving money here or there? Like, but no one cares about him, so why don't he could just do it, on the side somewhere by putting the money in his own bank account? I don't understand. Why do all this elaborate shit just to do something that will guaranteed get you caught? Isn't that like a guarantee I'm going to get caught if I'm using Ohtani's money directly from his bank account? If I'm going to siphon money, why not siphon money to yourself and then use it to pay the bookie? Because it makes sense you're getting paid by Ohtani. It would make sense. Maybe it's a gift. Maybe it's a loan. Whatever.
You've seen like
Holy
an
shit.
addicted like bookie style gambler, right? Where they're walking around with their own ledger to keep track of the bookie.
Just to keep track of bets? Yeah.
Yeah, I've met people like that, yeah.
So he'd be walking around. He's got his own ledger.
100%.
They're gonna find that, right?
Yeah, but they're not going to write Ohtani check from here, like check from Shohei Ohtani.
But he's gonna put numbers down.
Yeah, you can.
Like you kind of conclude. Maybe not. Depends on how he does his notes.
Actually, yeah, you're gonna be able to correlate the what wasn't his name actually in the letter? Am I tripping?
Yeah, Ohtani's name was.
I'm like, how did they link it to Ohtani? Because I think his name was involved in it. Because it had to be because it's coming from his bank. It's coming directly from his bank to the bookie. So, like, he didn't like take cash out and then go pay the bookie. He wired it from Ohtani's account, which means his name is on the fucking ledger or within the bank statements or whatever. Like, that's. We need this fucking hour-and-a-half interview that that the translator did with ESPN, bro. We need to hear that shit. Because this shit is not making it. Whatever, I'll keep playing.
What do you want to do? Let's watch bobsledding. Who you got? Who you got? Come on, man. Who you got?
Like, yeah.
Are they just sitting on their couch every fucking day, all day long? That they're not, being a baseball player, and it's just like They're jumping around every game that's on TV.
Well, it's like how is he placing the bet? Is it through a phone call, through text messages? Like,
Yeah.
how's all this happening? But whatever. But let's play more of this. Here we go.
Phone and bank records show that Mr. Mitsuhara appears to have accessed Mr. Otani's bank account online.
Online
more,
for $500,000.
Mr. Mitsuhara
Yeah.
lied to the bank to access the account. For instance, we've obtained recordings of telephone calls in which Mitsuhara spoke with bank employees, lied to them about being Mr. Ohtani, gave personal biographical information for Mr. Ohtani in order to impersonate him, and thereby convinced the bank to approve large wire transfers of large amounts of money to the bookmakers.
So do we blame racism? Yo, you all sound the same. Must be Ohtani.
I feel like that has to somehow make the bank liable, doesn't it?
I would think so. That they were duped to that degree? Like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, can Otani sue the banks?
If this dude ends up making money out of this scenario, I'm gonna freak out. I think he's gotten away with enough. If he ends up making money out of it, like this is Drake, bro. He's Drake. He has a immunity cloud around it. Just do the worst things in the world. Still has immunity. Doesn't matter. Full blown protection.
Dude, what if he is the fall guy for this? The translator, and you straight up he is a fall guy, and we'll never know. And the government was like, "Yeah, we can't have Otani fall." But then when this dude gets out, he has to pay restitution back to Otani for $16 million. He cut all his losses.
I mean, that would make him big brain, right? If he's like, yeah, you stole 16 million, but now you owe me double because I'm suing your ass. Better start prop betting right now.
It just seems dumb on his face. It just seems like a dumb thing to do.
From all sides, right? Like Otani's a dumbass. His translator's a dumbass. The bookmakers, like, directly from Otani's account. This ain't gonna like.
The bank's a dumbass.
The bank's dumbasses.
He's the real victim, bro. The bookkeeper, he's the real victim in this.
I know. He's like, ah.
Your whole shit got run up because of fucking Ohtani.
He's no English, no speak English.
Just an honest man trying to make a living. How you go to jail, bro?
God damn.
And that shit was weird, bro. It's like that's one of the weirdest things. You're under a federal investigation for being a bookie, and you go out of your way to make sure to say Ohtani was not. Why would you do that?
He's a Dodgers fan, bro. That's the only reason. The only
parlay. You got a parlay on the over, bro. Like, what the fuck is that?
This prosecutor walked in and said, "Here's what you're gonna say."
Yeah, maybe.
It was a lawyer, his own lawyer.
Yeah,
spit that statement out.
Okay, he's speaking. The lawyer, I think it's a female, is speaking for him.
Yeah.
Why is that something? Why is that like a point of reference to me?
I don't fucking like. Yeah, it's fucking weird, and it's like, isn't that a way to protect yourself? Like, yo, I got this big name that you guys might be interested in, and I can use that as leverage to. Instead, he just exonerates him.
Instead he's exonerating him. Why?
Off rip. Has to be a Dodgers fan, man. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. That makes sense. Unless, like, dude, if I had to guess, that $16 million that his interpreter, translator, whatever the fuck took, I have to assume a decent amount of money like that is circulating right now with plugging holes in stories, getting certain
Yeah.
statements, quieting certain people, on and so forth. Come on, we're not stupid. You can't put some
I
suit up
think
here in front of me and do that.
if I had the contract he has, and the endorsements, I'd probably spend double that to keep my fucking name clean, bro.
Like it's so weird, and and I know it's a technicality, and he kind of has to say it. That this prosecutor guy, but he keeps saying like, "Oh no, we have not deemed him guilty yet. He
Yeah,
is
so why
innocent until proven guilty." So I'm like, are you trying to make this press conference and say all this in order to kill the story, and then months later when they go through court hearings and all that shit, then we hear the actual information, but we have to like, look into the fucking transcripts of the fucking courtroom and all that shit to find the actual details because you motherfuckers aren't going to talk about it. MLB basically stopped their investigation to follow these fools, right? Didn't they? I'm sure they stopped their investigation in order to be like, well, whatever these guys say is what's up. Like, come on, man. Meanwhile, they're on a fucking absolute dog hunt when it comes to fucking A-Rod, or when it came to A-Rod, right? Hiring goons and shit to make statements to fucking get A-Rod. So it's like, huh? This is such a weird scenario. What is this? Holy shit, man! It's weird, man. It's
LA
weird.
versus New York? No, that's not it.
It screams favoritism. It screams like you get away with shit, like rich guy get away with shit stuff. It screams all that. What's the word? Privilege. It's screaming some shit like that, man, to me. Because it's like, we either have to just go with like he's an innocent child who doesn't know what's happening. Leave Ohtani alone. He doesn't know what's going on. He can't understand. He won't understand why almost $20 million is missing from his bank account. Come on, he doesn't know. He's just a good old ball player. Like this is what I have to believe. I have to believe that's the true story. And I'm like, I won't do that. Sorry, I can't do that. My brain won't let me. My bad, Dubster. Go ahead.
Maybe this prosecutor's bookie is the same bookie.
Oh, shit. He has a... He's like, hey, Ohtani, I understand. I have my own translator, too. Like, you speak English? You speak English, though.
And the bookie's
someone's got to
2
talk to
weeks
that.
in jail.
Someone's got to talk to that whore. I mean, my wife. Someone's got to talk to her. I need a translator for that. Honey, why is there $3.5 million missing from your account, all going to someone named Candy at and Candy at the Bunny Ranch? Who is that? One of my advisors has dug into my account and took money out, and they stole $3.5 million from me, honey. That's clearly what happened. Yeah, like, who gets away with this shit, bro? Like,
look at his face as you paused it. That's just the face of I'm lying to all of you.
Holy shit, man. Like, alright, I'll keep playing a little more. Here we go.
I want to emphasize this point. Mr. Ohtani is considered a victim in this case. There is no evidence to indicate that Mr. Ohtani authorized the over $16 million of transfers from his account to the
We got rid of that.
Mr. Ohtani.
So do we have proof that every single one of those transactions that led up to $60 million was all the translator? Every single one of them? There's no way it was Ohtani another, like, yes, I have proof of this. Like, anything like that. Do we have proof of this?
Bro, Ohtani doesn't even know how to sign his own name.
Like, he gave this guy access to, like, think about it. Think about going on a website.
Pictures to sign his name.
Think about going to a website to take money out or withdraw it or put money in or whatever the fuck, right? Going to your bank website. Why the fuck does he need a translator for that shit? Huh?
Could you tell me where the translate to Japanese button is?
Exactly. These things are on these websites, bro.
No, that's
Especially
what he
with
needs a
high
translator for.
profile. He's not. If I had to guess, this guy's not going to Bank of America or some shit like that. He's going to some special bank in Arizona, right?
His translator kept the online stuff in English, just so he was needed.
Like, come on, man. Like, can he read and write? Like, is that the problem that's going on with Ohtani? Like, what's going on here?
Oh yeah, in America, that's how the internet works.
Mr. Ohtani, we have. It looks like you asked for $500,000 on the on our banking website. Yeah, we also logged that you did it all in English. You did every single, but you don't speak English. Ohtani here, money good. Bye bye. It's like what? Like what happened there?
No, to quote the guys from Shogun last night,
What the fuck?
Hurry up and buy.
But is the website? Can the website be in Japanese? I'm pretty sure it can be. I'm pretty sure it can in Spanish and French. I'm sure it's a bunch of different languages.
That's bullshit.
And then when you look at typing numbers in, they're kind of universal. There's like universal numbers, right? Like 1 through 10. like, are we supposed to believe that he couldn't operate that to where he's like, hey, man, take my banking codes, all of them. Take all my banking codes, and then here's all the answers to my security questions, too. To make sure that's like the things that only Ohtani's supposed to know when you set up the bank account, right? They don't sit there and talk through the translator because the translator can access the fucking bank account. Are you telling me the bank allowed that? Like, hey, okay, we're gonna come up with some security questions here, Mr. Ohtani. Don't worry, my translator. Okay, all right. So we're gonna answer all your security questions right now. Like, what? It's like so like they're supposed to be only he can access his security codes. If this guy's an employee, a known employee of him, like, yeah, he could be robbing the boss. Like, come on. This is stupid. He has to be the dumbest person ever. Has to be. Here we go.
Wait,
Ohtani
did he
stated.
live at Fukushima?
Sure.
That he did not authorize these transfers, that he did not grant Mitsuhara access to his account.
Then how did it happen?
We reviewed both Mitsuhara's and Mr. Ohtani's phones and their communications over time, over several years.
I'm sorry. How did he didn't authorize it, but he gave him authorization. Meaning they set up the account together, allegedly. Which means this guy knew all the codes and all that shit, all the passwords and everything. But he also didn't give him permission to have authorization. But he did when they set up the bank out in the first place.
Hey,
do you see the Twilight Zone dumbness, like this doesn't make sense shit happening? What?
You know what RICO is, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Means we don't have enough evidence, but it's pretty much that some
they're not going to do
mafia
RICO.
shit's going on.
They're not going to do RICO.
No. But think about what RICO's for. There's no evidence because they wouldn't talk on the phones. Okay, they're talking to each other at their house, but we're gonna go out of our way and say it's RICO. So, why are they not going RICO on this?
They're not. They're not going to do that. This is associated with Major League Baseball. They're in California. He plays for the Dodgers. Like they're not going there. That's not going to happen.
That's the logical truth. Is he just didn't do it on the phone? If you're gonna say the phone records aren't there, then okay, he did it off the phone. He knew at least to not be on the phone.
Even if they wanted to catch, even if they wanted to go after this guy, they still wouldn't do that because of how bad it looks PR wise. Right? These guys are marketing PR motherfuckers too. Right? They're not upstanding lawmen. Like no, they do marketing for themselves and all that shit as well for their departments, for the federal government. They do that shit.
They're not gonna show the public Ohtani's phone records anyway.
Ohtani.
So yeah, and I think the fix is in. So I think the phone records
That's
are
his
there,
sister,
and they're
Otanya.
just whatever. The phone records are there. He's just not fucking saying it. I think the fix is in.
Well, sure, but I don't think the phone records are. I think the text messages are there. Like, I don't think they had the right to, like, right. What the translator's in trouble for is stealing from Otani. I don't think he's in trouble for the gambling part of it. I think they
No.
just saw his. Hold on, I think they just saw his name, saw Otani's name when they were going against the illegal bookmaking shit.
I'm saying it's too easy. The government doesn't have to show any of the supposed victims' phone records, and it's in a different language too. Like, who's gonna call them out? The 30,000 Japanese people in America, maybe 3 million, whatever it is, and like,
Nah, no one's
okay,
gonna call it.
maybe
Like,
they
it's
would
just gonna
know,
disappear. But go ahead.
right? Like, it's in Japanese.
This is all
The
is gonna disappear. But go ahead.
these text messages are in Japanese, so if they did show it to the public, we'd all be looking at like, I don't speak Japanese, so I don't know what this says.
Wait. Are you saying his phone has an option for Japanese?
No, I'm sorry. We're in America. It's only English, and he can't read his own text messages.
Oh, got it. He needs a translator to read his text messages to himself or to his translator. I got it. Yeah, you got it. Like, come on, audience. People who are not gonna watch this video, who don't give a shit about baseball, you're not gonna even hear these portions. You're not gonna care about this story. It's gonna go away. Probably because you didn't care enough about it, because the public didn't care enough about it, to be honest with you. It's going to go away. There's going to be some sort of journalist thing where, like, maybe years down the line, someone will release some explosive story of some investigative journalism that they do. But right now, it's going to disappear. We'll care more about the NBA playoffs and one of the biggest athletes in the world, sports gambling, up to the tune of millions of dollars. And then they're throwing this random dude under the bus. That could possibly be a story, a giant fucking story. But I don't think enough people, no one fucking cares about it, which is crazy. And it plays a role in other sports, by the way. But yeah, no one will care about that. It's
You mean to
incredible.
tell me? You mean to tell me this dude didn't 1 year in the last 10 years use Google Translate on a single word to figure out this dude's lying to him?
Well, Otani was. Here's the crux of stupidity. Otani set up his bank account to be for him and to be private from everyone else, right? He said this dude right here on screen just said Otani didn't want anyone in his account, like he didn't he didn't want
Except for
anyone.
the translator.
He didn't approve of the translator being in his account. That's what this guy's saying. Otani did not approve this guy being in his account. But it's like,
But
he is your account because he made your
Right.
account. That they're also saying
Right.
that at the same time. This is the crux of the stupidity. This is what I'm talking about. Like, it's on its face stupid. This guy also said on screen, he said, like, oh, when the bank called, this dude impersonated Otani and knew all the answers to the security questions and knew all the codes and all that shit. Like, how does that happen? Unless he's the one making the account with Otani, like, which means it wasn't just Otani's account. It was also this guy's, basically.
Hey, let's.
Go on.
Can you check Otani's GPA?
Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't know.
Like, if he's this dumb, how do you fucking, like, in my high school, we benched the C students.
All right, think about this. What were the security questions? Like, if $500,000 is getting moved, right, from an account, being withdrawn from an account, wire transferred to someone else's account, what was the security question to where the translator would have access to it? Unless it's like, what's your pet's name? What's your mom's maiden name? Like, are they asking these dumb of questions of $500,000 being moved? Something ain't right here. It sounds fucking stupid. Please. Please.
500 grand, at least a phone call.
Holy shit, man.
And what he said to that was he pretended to be Ohtani when talking to people at the bank.
Yeah, but he still has to answer certain security code questions, bro. And I'm like, was it something like, hey, what's your dog's name? Was it something stupid like that? It had to have been. Right?
Ohtani was like, me no pet dog, me eat dog.
What's your middle name? Like, oh, it's Bubba.
It's Tani.
It's O. All right, O. Thank you for answering that
First
question.
name's O. First name's O.
Thank you for answering that question. Here's you may now withdraw $500,000. Like what? Stupid. Here we go.
These transfers that he did not grant Mitsuhara access to his account. But on top of that, we reviewed both Mitsuhara's and Mr. Ohtani's phones and their communications over time, over several years. Thousands of communications reviewed by a Japanese linguist. And that review
Someone
demonstrated no discussion.
Finally, someone brought in someone else that speaks Japanese and English other than the fucking translators. Someone brought someone else in. Finally.
This
Golly.
other translator lied to the prosecutor. He's like, we protect our own motherfuckers.
We've got this far. Like, how, man? How is Ohtani not washed up in a river somewhere, bro? How did he get this far in life like this? How? His financial advisors, they didn't find someone who spoke Japanese and English. They didn't find what, like, wait a minute, he doesn't want us looking at his financial. That's our reason for being here. No, Ohtani wants his account private. Well, can Ohtani tell us that, like, personally? No, I speak for Ohtani. He does not want you talking to him. It's like, what are you, his fucking girlfriend, bro? Like, who is this guy? No one questioned that at all. There's like
your significant other wouldn't have this power over you.
Exactly. Holy shit, man.
And if she did, hold on.
Your audio
If
fucked
it
right there.
was his girlfriend, she wouldn't be prosecuted.
Yes, you would be. I don't know how she'd pull it up. Apparently, the banks are just racist. They're like, you all sound the same. Clearly, this is Ohtani talking to us.
No, it'd be my money. I'm the girl.
It's like, is the banks going to change their policy around? Like, okay, from now on, you have to actually show up in person to make these giant transactions like this. Like, what? Oh my god, this is dumb territory. Here we go.
Or authorization for transfers to bookmakers. Furthermore, there would have been no reason for Mr. Mitsuhara to impersonate Mr. Ohtani in calls with the bank if these transfers had been authorized. Also,
What?
when Mr. Mitsuhara...
if they've been authorized by what? If they've been authorized, there'd be no need for the bank to call them. Like what? Like how does that happen?
The translator says they're authorized.
Okay, maybe he knew the banking codes and
I'm
shit.
just translating for Ohtani.
But it's five. Dude, my brain's gonna blow up. The only reason we know about $500,000 going missing, several occasions of $500,000 going missing, the only reason we know that is because these guys investigating the bookmaker, not from the bank. We don't know that shit from the bank. We would have known about it if it wasn't for this investigation into the bookie. Like, right? Like,
Yeah.
if there was no bookie and this guy was just taking $500,000 and sending it wherever the fuck, he'd just be doing it. No problem.
So some bankers like 500,000. Oh, that's a red flag. Oh, 500,000. Oh, that's a red flag. Oh, 500,000. Oh, that's a red flag. Never put it together.
Apparently not. is unrational, unrealistic, nonsensical. What the fuck? How is this gonna get a pass from anyone? Who's gonna give this shit a pass? Like, come on. Whatever. Here we go.
Hara would occasionally win on his sports bets. The winnings were not deposited in Mr. Ohtani's bank account, but rather in Mr. Mitsuhara's personal bank account.
How much?
Finally,
Hold
in a
on.
text
How
message
much?
with one of the bookmakers, which is detailed in the complaint, which is
One.
available to
There's
you,
more than one?
Mr. Mitsuhara admitted to the bookmaker to stealing from Mr. Ohtani.
Convenient.
Let me summarize. Our investigation.
He admitted to stealing money from Ohtani. Did they know that? So they had to have known that up front, that he knew Ohtani.
To the bookie. Admitted it to the bookie.
Yeah. This guy can't randomly be out of nowhere, but yo, after he's like millions of dollars in debt, like, hey, guess who I know? Like, no, the only way you even incur that amount of debt is that you know this motherfucker, that you know Ohtani. Like, it's the only thing that sounds realistic to me. You have to make sure you're good for it, bro. Don't they?
Yeah. Yeah, they do.
So, all right, there we go.
Has revealed that due to the position of trust he occupied with Mr. Ohtani, Mr. Mitsuhara had unique access to Mr. Ohtani's finances. Mr. Mitsuhara used and abused that position of trust in order to take advantage of Mr. Ohtani.
Oh, poor Ohtani, leave him
Mitsuhara
alone.
used and abused that position of trust in order to plunder Mr. Ohtani's bank account to the
plundered him.
tune of over $16 million. And Mr. Mitsuhara did all this to feed his insatiable appetite for illegal sports betting. In this,
Oh, you tell me, is this a PR fucking thing, or is this about following the letter of the law? This sounds like some PR shit, bro. My God. This vicious monster stole from poor old innocent Shohei Ohtani up to $16 million. Like, $16 million? You didn't know that shit was missing? This guy's a fucking idiot. Holy shit. Whose phone was on record? Like, whose phone was on record for the bank? Was it the translator's phone? Like, hey, we need to call you because a large amount of money went awry here. It's like, did they call Ohtani knowing he doesn't speak English? Like, hey there, Mr. Ohtani. Oh, you don't speak English? Please put some other human that has no control over your bank account. Please put them on the phone, and we'll talk through each other like that. It's like, what is going on? When these alerts came through, did they call the translator directly? You would think they'd have Ohtani's phone number on record, right?
And call him and then be like, oh, do you have a translator?
Yes. Well, if they could even say that, it'd have to be in Japanese, which means you don't need the fucking translator. None of this makes sense. I'm telling you, man. If they like, did the translator put his own phone number when they were making his bank account? Did the translator put his own phone number on the record, saying like, if you have any questions, call this number, call me? Or was he like, oh, this is Ohtani's phone number right here? Did Ohtani not touch the fucking little clipboard where you fill in your own information at? Did Ohtani not even look at that shit or touch it? Like, no, translator, you fill it all in for me.
So
Did that happen?
Did Ohtani sign to open the bank account?
He had to have, right? It's his account. It's where his checks go to. His checks don't go like, signed check from Major League Baseball and the LA Dodgers or whatever, LA Angels. Signed check to Ippei Mitsuhara, the translator of Shohei Ohtani, and then we trust him to give the money to Ohtani. Like, no.
Okay, you know the trick to where like you put one piece of paper over another and you have somebody sign something?
No, you're going too stupid. This is not Catch Me If You Can. Okay, this is not
It's not even Catch Me If You Can. It's every fucking movie for the last 30 years.
Neither of these guys are
I
that smart.
tricked him to sign a contract or something, or sign over some rights or something. I'll just put another piece of paper over it.
Okay, audience, do you see how sci-fi fictional Dubster has to go in order to make this make sense? This is what's happening here. Like, it doesn't make sense. When look at, I'm still stuck on this. When there's a significant amount of money that's asking to be withdrawn from an account, they call it the person who owns the account, right? They call them and be like, "Hey, are you actually doing this, or are you being robbed?" Now, who are they calling? Whose phone number was the bank calling?
Yeah, no way it's the fucking.
How is it the translator, Anthony? How would it be the translator's number on there? No fucking chance, right? Even if
he was entirely isolated.
He would have to be.
This is the only person he ever talked to. Like, his family was not here in America. Is that what we're saying?
I get. I don't know. I don't know where his family's at. But at the same, you're telling me they didn't give Ohtani a clipboard with a fill-out sheet? Like, hey, can you fill this out? Right? It's a translator like, no, step aside, Ohtani. I'll write it in for you.
You ain't gotta do nothing, man. I got everything.
Like, does he not know how to read and write? Maybe.
I'll wipe your ass. It's worth $16 million.
He couldn't recognize somebody putting a phone number in there on the he has to be watching that this guy fill out the clipboard for him, even if they allowed that to happen. Right? If they even allowed that to happen, let the translator fill in the fucking thing for him, would he be like, "Yo, whose number is that? That's your number, bro. Like, where's my phone number on the sheet here?" Like, he would have to notice that at the very least. It's more likely that he'd be sitting next to Ohtani and saying, "Okay, that means address right here. This means phone number. This means," instead of this guy with the actual pen in his hand filling out this account, bro. Like, bullshit, bro. Bullshit. Nothing does not make sense. Holy shit, man. All right, here we go.
This way, we allege in the complaint, Mr. Mitsuhara committed fraud on a massive scale. And let me note, what we filed today here is a complaint. Mr. Mitsuhara is presumed to be innocent, but you can see all the allegations that we've made in the complaint that's been filed. Finally, let me offer some thanks in this case. I want to thank the amazing investigative team.
Okay. Yeah, let's thank these guys. So basically, I think you get the gist of it. This is nonsensical. Doesn't make sense to me. I'm just having fun with this because I know no one's going to watch this video or care about this topic, really. It's going to be Ken Rosenthal and a couple other dudes all circle jerking around each other. The last vestiges of caring about baseball with these motherfuckers. That's it. Everyone else, no one will give a shit about one of the biggest this hits government level here, bro. These are government agents, bro. It hits this level of are you lying to me? It hit that level of shit, and no one's gonna care about it. Did LeBron get through the Warriors in the playoffs? Will be more important than one of the biggest sports stars in the entire world. Fuck. Is in this crazy scenario. It's more oh man. Unbelievable. All right, that was fun. Anyone want to say anything before I end the video?
Let's go Pirates.
Pirates? Fuck the Pirates. Go Braves.
I don't fucking know.
Go Braves.
No.
All right, there's our video reaction to it. Shohei Ohtani is absolutely innocent. He had no idea what was happening. He's a victim. He's a victim. He's a victim. He's a